What up, y'all? This is Jamba, and I'm here with another video. Yes, I did just come from work. That's why I'm wearing this. I don't like how I look in button-ups. I get them a little bit more tailored. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, when I was driving home, I saw your boy, Chad. No, Chad or Nothing is the name of the title. Weed Waffles, another Weed Waffles video. Weed Waffles is, I mean, look, man, look at him. Look at Weedy Boy. Look at little wheat boy. Um, I don't know. I have a feeling of what this basically what I believe this video is about. I believe it's about how because this guy always he talks about dating and online dating and the importance of looks is that's kind of his main kind of thesis. Obviously, if you've seen my stuff, you've probably seen his stuff. And I think that what Chat or Nothing basically means is in the dating world, a lot of women, if they can't get an ultra good looking 6'4", what they call a Chad, then they would rather just have nothing. It's the equivalent of either you get a filet mignon or a steak and lobster, and if you can't have a steak and lobster, then I'm cool on your cheeseburger. I don't want to eat the cheeseburger. I don't want to eat your sandwich. I don't want to eat your BLT, your fried chicken, nothing. It's either the steak and lobster, I'm saying, fine dining, or I'm gonna starve. I think he's gonna basically make a similar analogy when it comes to women and how if they can't get the Chad type of dude, then they would rather um, be celibate or just not date. So let's dig in.
I want to start off this video with a screenshot of a recent conversation I had with a girl who I went out with briefly.
Mm-hmm.
This girl had been single for a while and was looking to meet someone.
Ooh.
I'll read it to you.
Ooh. Okay, go, read it. Read it, Weedy.
I can never find a man who is attractive, nice, and not already in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Always, it's the man is attractive to me but already has a girlfriend, or he is gay, or he is not looking for commitment and is sleeping with multiple girls. That kind of thing. All the pretty and nice boys are already taken. Then I respond, probably because the attractive guy to you is
Already
attractive to lots
attractive.
of girls.
Yeah.
One of the most common
Women rarely ever find a man to be super attractive that's not attractive to a whole bunch of other women unless he's a rapper. Like a woman can find Kodak Black attractive because he's motherfucking Kodak Black. But if Kodak Black was Kodak Black who worked at Kodak, then it's a different story, obviously. Continue.
Common phrases you'll hear from mainstream sources is beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
It's not true.
However, this statement is so misleading it has almost no truth to it.
Yeah, it's not.
Because, just like most guys are desiring in shape, young, and pretty girls, most girls are desiring men with attractive faces, a strong jaw, good eye area, a full head of hair, dark hair, light skin, similar age, tall height, wide frame, low body fat, clear skin, symmetry.
Okay. Ooh, that was a whole lot. That was a mouthful. Wow, the world's longest ad. Y'all, that ad was so long. Like, what the fuck? Um, let's go through all of the things that women are looking for, and that was a pretty long list. Oh wait, I just muted. Okay.
Of hair, dark hair, faces. Most girls are desiring men with attractive faces,
Mm-hmm. Attractive face.
a strong jaw,
True.
good eye area,
Yeah, yeah. The eye area is very important. Very important.
a full head of hair,
Pretty important. Very important.
dark hair,
I don't know about dark hair. I would agree that women prefer darker. I would prefer that they prefer darker hair over blonde. But if you're blonde, I think that's the least important thing is a color of a man's hair.
light skin,
Kind of, and that's the thing about Wee Waffles that Wee Waffles rarely ever touches on race, which I think that will bring his channel and his content to a whole new level. I hope that he eventually does. Um, generally speaking, he's right. Generally speaking, he's right. However, if you are darker skinned, I think he's right. I'm gonna say overall he's right because if you are a dark skinned man, then you can't just be dark skinned. You have to be kind of dark skinned and tall, and have all the other things that stereotypically women, generally speaking, either white women or black women, are going to expect from the dark skinned guy. So the dark skinned guy has to be kind of swole, or he has to have a sense of. I'm not talking about this as a certain masculinity to him that the lighter skin or like the white guy doesn't necessarily need to have. You find very few Harry Styles that are like the dark skinned version of Harry Styles. That doesn't necessarily. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Similar age,
Similar age is very important.
tall height,
Tall height is very important.
wide frame,
Wide frame is important.
low body fat,
Low body fat is important-ish, but generally speaking, yeah, because you want to be able to. She wants to, yeah. So it's important.
clear skin,
Pretty important. Less important than some of the other stuff, but pretty important.
symmetry.
Yeah, symmetry, that kind of goes with the face and all that, right?
Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule,
Yeah.
and you don't need to tick all of these boxes to be
No,
attractive. But if you do
you got to check at least 75% of them or so, I would say.
tick these boxes, or at least most of them, then you are miles ahead of
Yeah.
most other guys, and the majority of women will find you attractive.
And the fucked up thing about a lot of those things is that a lot of those things, like the eye area, the hair, I guess, is somewhat fixable, but with surgery and chemicals and shit. But most of that shit that he was saying are things that are mostly beyond your control. The body fat thing is something you can control. But besides that, all these other things are, like I don't know how the fuck you would fix like bad eye area. Because that's like that has more to do with like your skeletal shape, like the shape of your actual skull, right?
If you don't, then in the eyes of many girls, you'll be a constant reject.
Mm-hmm.
I've titled this video Chad or Nothing
Or nothing.
because I've observed from my experience that for many girls nowadays, this is the dating mentality they have.
Yeah, yeah.
There isn't.
I've noticed that too. I have two female friends where, well, both of them, one has a Chad and one has a Tyrone, and by and she doesn't watch my videos, but one, she ended up cheating. I don't even give a fuck. She ended up cheating on her boyfriend too with a bigger, badder Chad. But her current boyfriend that she did cheated on, is in like the military, and yeah, she wasn't gonna get with any other dude that didn't fit the Chad category. She's a white woman, big titty white woman, white-ish woman. And my other friend who was black, light skinned, she wanted a Tyrone, but she wanted a Tyrone who was an athlete. So she only was going after athletes. So even if you weren't necessarily like super good looking, but you made some good money, you were an athlete, she gave you a chance. But she eventually got herself a tall, light skinned Tyrone with with the crisp hairline and the beard that connects, the tattoos. Pretty much all he has all the Nig Infinity Stones, right? The tattoos, the bread, the height, used to gang bang and shit like that. So yeah, so if she didn't have a dude like that, then she was gonna be a fucking nun. And a lot of these women, low key, are kind of like that. They're not like us, where a dude will settle if we can't get a 10 or a 9 or an 8. We'll settle for a 6. Women, it's different.
Dating the ugly guy out of sympathy,
No,
even if he shows her a lot of love.
yeah.
And for the most
Oh, nigga, what?
part, dating selection for girls is a matter of her deeming the guy physically attractive enough as a baseline,
Basic.
and that bar is set surprisingly high.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after, maybe, just maybe, she'll consider you if she likes your
Maybe.
personality.
Yeah,
The reason the girl from the screenshot said all the pretty guys are already in relationships or spinning plates with multiple girls
because they got a lot of
is
options.
because these are the Chad tier men
Yeah.
who many girls find physically attractive
Mm-hmm,
and therefore have the widest pick of options.
mm-hmm.
Here's a funny personal story for you. Last month, I was at the airport on my way to Ibiza,
Mm-hmm.
some party destination in Europe. And in the airport, there was this group of 8 guys who were a similar age to me. I had a feeling these guys were there for the party scene, wanting to chase girls, and I saw straight away 2 of them were Chads,
Mm,
4 of them were normies,
mm.
and 2 were clear sub 5s.
Oh no.
Anyway, they actually came over to me and was like, "No way! Are you that guy? Are you that guy? Are you that guy?" And I responded, "Yes, I am that guy." And they were like, "Oh my god, no way! I can't believe we've seen you on the way to our lad's holiday. Hey, 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 out of our group,
Oh no.
who do you think has the best chance of pulling?"
Oh no.
And then I looked at the 8 of them, seeing the 2 Chads, and I said, "Him?" and him.
Yeah, you got it right.
Then they were like, "Oh my god, no way, how did you know that? How did you know that? You're right." Then they asked, "Wait, who do you think will struggle the most?"
Oh no.
Then I saw the two sub 5 dudes and
Oh
said,
no.
"Him
Him and him.
and him."
Damn.
Then they were like, "Ooh, how does he know? How does he know?"
Oh,
And I was just
that's funny. That's very, very funny. That's some good material right there. I guess this guy's pretty famous. I mean, 160K. I mean, that's pretty big. It's a pretty big subscriber count. Good for Weedy. Um, damn. Can you imagine like you in a friend group and you get picked as yeah you gonna struggle the most, buddy. Damn.
thinking, of course I know. It's obvious. I know the kind of guys girls do and do not go for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't say any of this out loud. And after this, I didn't answer any of their questions what I knew what I said was true.
Right.
That'll be up to them to figure out on their own terms. But any yes or no questions they had for me about who the winners and losers are, I was able to guess,
Yeah.
and I guessed correctly.
And I've been able to. It's a little bit easier for me to kind of figure out too a little bit. I mean, once you kind of I mean, part of it is pattern recognition. You just look at patterns. You look at okay, who are the guys who women universally like? Okay, what do these people have in common? It's like when you look at Morris Chestnut and you look at like a Brad Pitt, or you look at a Leonardo or a Brad in a Jason Momoa or whatever. Like you look at the eyes, you look at the other facial features that they have. You look at the whole of it a little bit. Like okay, what is the common attributes that these guys have? And you kind of do have to train your brain for it. And I'm not saying that any man should. I'm not sure if it's the best use of your time, but it's kind of useful because you kind of automatically when you see somebody, you can automatically kind of put them in a category in your brain and know what to expect. And it's kind of fun. Like and not even just when it comes to like looks and all that. I mean, like for example, I went to this Friendsgiving. I think I told you about, and um, this girl who went to a hip church was telling us about this church that she was going to, and I was able to decipher that yeah, her pastor probably wears Jordans and probably like I was able to kind of make make an accurate assessment because of just pattern recognition. That's a big thing, and it's something that you don't always need to have the evidence. You can just look at patterns of behavior, patterns of okay, these are the type of people who do this. It's like Latino girls. I mean, I work in schools, and one pattern I see is often is Latina girls or Hispanic girls, I should say. They be eating hot Cheetos. Like hot Cheetos owes a whole lot to the Hispanic community. It's like they be eating them at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning and shit. Went on a long tangent. Long tangent. Let's play the fucking clip.
Correctly and accurately every single time.
Yeah.
Beyond guys I've met in the real world, even my own experience reflects the importance of looks,
Hmm.
and how to most single girls, it literally is a matter of Chad or nothing.
Right. Yeah.
When I was looking for a relationship, I tried to
Rarely,
introduce
rarely ever. Because if you're not a quote unquote Chad, then you have to make so much money or do something else significant to make up for it. Like for me, I mean, I think what I get by on ever so often, because again, I'm not just, I'm not killing it out here. Mm. But what I get by on is mainly just my height because I ain't got the bread or the prestige yet. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, you got to have something extreme in order to, get over that hump a lot of the times.
myself to hundreds of girls, nothing of looks, and how to most single girls, it literally is a matter of Chad or nothing.
Hmm.
When I was looking for a relationship, I tried to introduce myself to hundreds of girls during the daytime in organic locations such as coffee shops, city squares, and grocery stores. And I learned very quickly that if a girl didn't give me S tier choosing signals, so extremely high enthusiasm like, "Oh my god, no one has done this before.
Uh,
What's your name?
I know.
You're really attractive too, by the way, and I respect the confidence of you for so much doing this."
Yeah.
If she's not treating me like this, it means she doesn't view me as a Chad and she's not interested.
Yep. Yep.
Now, I'm no Chad myself, and you don't have to
You're-
be a Chad to get
Who
S
is?
tier. But what I've noticed is if you're a 6 out of 10 guy, similar to my looks range, some girls accidentally think you're a Chad and give you S tier because
Oh
of
man,
it.
this guy's cooking.
Obviously, this is very
This guy's cooking. He said on accident. This guy is, ooh, he's cooking. Ooh, he's cooking. He's cooking. He's cooking. He's cooking. I'm gonna repeat that. I'm gonna go back. I'm
Accidentally think you're a to my looks range. Some girls accidentally think you're a Chad and give you S tier because of it.
they accidentally think you're a Chad. Ooh, I've had that happen. I've had it. Here's what happens, and it's fucked up. Man, this guy's cooking. This is why I react to his shit because even though a lot of this stuff I either I'm already kind of on board with, like I get it, or maybe some of the stuff I maybe disagree with, but ever so often I pick up something that because I've always had that thought in the back of my head a little bit, but I never it never quite was articulated until we just articulated it, and that's they accidentally think, well, in my case, of Tyrone. Um, it's phone in there. So, they accidentally think that you're a chat. So, reason why I'm saying that this makes sense to me is because, hold on a second. Okay, I was trying to wait for the phone to stop ringing. The reason why I'm saying this is because I've had instances where a woman just mistakenly thinks that I'm a Tyrone or a chat or whatever, and you get treated in such a way where you're kind of caught off guard a little bit by the choosing signals because it rarely fucking happens. Where it's like they're calling, like I remember the first time I got called sexy, I was like, "What the fuck is this girl talking about?" And this was like back in like senior year of high school, and then she ended up still going for another guy or whatever. So ultimately, it didn't mean a whole lot, but it happens so rarely, and not like it's happened a few handful of times, and since it's so rare, you kind of don't quite know how to handle it, or especially when you're like in your 20s and early 20s, because you just don't know because it's not a normal thing. You're not it's not something that you're used to, and because it's happened so so infrequent, it's hard for you to get used to it, and it's so therefore it's like when they're showing you like high interest, and then eventually, well, here's what happens. What happens is, because since you're not a true Chad or Tyrone, what eventually happens is you lose out to you end up losing out to a greater Chad or Tyrone kind of anyway. So like she ends up eventually coming across a real McCoy, and then starts to the attract the interest and that kind of starts to wane after a while, because again, especially if you're not like exclusive, then she's still on the market. So it's only a matter of time. So you kind of have to strike while the iron is hot. So it's only a matter of time before she comes across the real deal Holyfield. Um, and if you're a young blood, and you come across a woman who thinks that you're an actual Tyrone, you're gonna, if your game is bad, you're or even if you don't even not even employing game, if you're just being normal, then you're gonna give yourself away in some way, shape, or form that you're not a Tyrone. You're gonna say, yeah, I don't, I've when you guys ask the questions, well, where's the craziest place you have sex? You say the beach, and she's gonna say a fucking helicopter, or you say, you know, a car, and then she says the fucking Statue of Liberty on the fucking top where the crown was, or something, like, because women are always going to have more crazier sex stories than men. So you're going to kind of give yourself away that you're not as sexually experienced in her. Then you're going to give yourself away, maybe in bed, but maybe in some other kind of manner, how you act and shit. She's going to eventually find out, okay, this guy doesn't actually get as much pussy as I probably thought he did, and then that's going to probably so. And women, if you want to debate whether that's true or not, you know, comment, but I know it's true. But go ahead, Wheat. Let's continue.
Obviously, this is very rare.
Yeah.
Happened about 2% of the time or so in my case.
Yep.
But when it happened, I knew I was getting the Chad treatment and I knew I could get her out on a date.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first thing that taught me with my own eyes
You can get on a date, but it's not. It's very fleeting. It's fleeting, and you can't sustain it because you aren't the real deal. She's eventually gonna find out like who you are. So you're just kind of getting by on her believing something that's not really true, because you're right, you're not a Chad.
that it's all about looks. Because while I was doing this, When a girl gave me S tier, I wasn't just thinking, oh my god, finally, this is what I've been waiting for all day.
Mm-hmm.
At last, it's happened. I was also thinking, hold on a second, why are you giving me S tier? What's so special about me or what I'm saying
Yeah.
when the last 50 girls gave me F tier?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I had no other conclusion to make from this than when a girl gave me S tier, it must be because she really liked my looks.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, for the other girls who gave me F tier, they must have disliked my looks, which is why they gave me F tier. In fact, here's the funniest story that highlights this.
Mm-hmm.
One girl I went out with, I met her in a town square, and when I first approached her, she gave me total F tier.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Why have you stopped me?
Damn.
I'm in a rush.
Damn.
You're disturbing me.
Damn.
I need to go."
Damn.
And I was like, "All right, sorry, have a nice day then."
Mm-hmm.
And then do you know what happens? 30 minutes later, she comes back and sees me sitting in the coffee shop. I look at her blankly and she smiles back and waves at me. Then I gave this look because I was thinking, why are you smiling? You gave me F tier. And then she comes in and walks towards me. So I was thinking, what on earth is happening? What could she possibly have to say when she gave me F tier earlier?
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes over. And I'm not exaggerating when I say she starts giving me Giga S tier. I couldn't believe my eyes. She was saying stuff like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry we couldn't speak properly earlier. I was in a rush. But what happened? You didn't even ask for my Instagram or anything." And I was like, "What? Are you serious? You walked away from me." And she was like, "Yeah, I know, but
Was she? Did she not have her contacts in? What's the deal?
I don't know what I was doing then, but we should totally do something now." I genuinely thought I was being jested. Because never in my life have I seen an interaction go from F tier to Giga S tier. Anyway,
You gotta stop saying Giga. I don't like it. It's a little cringe when you say Giga.
we exchange contacts and go on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And a few dates later, I asked her, "Why did you do that? Why did you come back to me?" And you know what she said?
Good question.
She said, "It's because I realized I made a mistake. I thought you were handsome and nice, so I decided to come back to see if you were still there." Boom.
Why is everyone spiraling
Oh
over YouTube
no!
banning ad block?
I promise one day I will fix that. I will. Okay, just give me some time. Just give me some time.
That's what taught me it's all about looks.
Yep.
And then I asked her, "Okay, so what if you thought I was clapped? What would you have done?" And she says, "Oh, I would never have come back.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, for where I was walking to, I would have made sure I went a different way to guarantee I wouldn't see you again."
Wow.
Boom again. Now, I have to admit, despite me knowing how important looks are, this story blew my mind because she was just spewing the BPs and proving how her attraction was all because of looks.
Yeah, sometimes in life, I mean, when you kind of get exposed to this, you start to see shit a little bit differently. And I'm gonna give you an example that may seem innocent on the surface. It was really really quick. Mm, um, I was talking to my little cousin, and she is 10 years old. She's about in fourth grade, and she was telling me about. I was watching her game, and she was telling me about her female classmates and how they can't wait to go to junior high. And I was like, why can't they wait to go to junior high? Like, elementary school is great. And my little cousin said, well, it's because they're looking forward to the boys. And I was like, oh goodness, and I was like, wait a minute, but you got boys in your fourth grade class. And then she said, they're all ugly. I was like, damn. So I mean, even in fourth grade, man, it's like, really, they're all ugly. All like a class of about 25, there's at least 13, maybe 12 kids in there. They're all ugly. It's not one. Oh goodness, man.
This story made me realize that to many girls, it literally is Chad or nothing.
Hmm.
If she doesn't like your looks, she's not going to give you S tier.
No.
At best, you'll get her number out of sympathy, and it will feel like pulling teeth for all future engagement with her.
Yeah.
But if she does like your looks, she will give you S tier, she will jump through all of your hoops, she will make it easy for you.
Make it
And the
easy.
only thing you need to do is not mess up by offending her or saying something stupid. In other words, S tier cannot be created, only destroyed. If a girl is not
I like that. S tier can't be created. S tier. So basically, what he's saying is pure attraction It's not something that's created. And I would even dare to say that it can't necessarily be destroyed because in a lot of these instances, a Weedy Boy or Mr. Wheat, um, in a lot of these instances, women will match with the guy and these guys would be like these chat or model types, and they done. And I think I talked about the chat fishing or whatever. And these guys will whether it's a catfish or not. These men can say any sort of horrendous, fucking offensive. I used to be in jail. I'm a medophile. I'm a this. I'm a that. I used to kick my grandma. Just for the fun of it and light puppies on fire. They can say whatever the fuck they wanted, and the women will still be like, "Okay, so be here at 6, or come over at 10. Like, I'm coming over. Do you still want to come over? I mean, oh my goodness, like you light puppies on fire. I mean, I guess I can forgive that. As long as you don't light my puppy on fire. Come over at 10:30. Like, so, I would even challenge the whole "it could be destroyed" part. I think that it maybe maybe if he's like a Trump supporter or something like that, maybe. But these women, best believe these women, if the guy looked good enough, she could be the biggest Kamala liberal whatever, and she gonna fuck that Trump supporter if he looks like Channing Tatum in 2002.
Not giving you S tier to begin with, then you'll never be able to convert it to S tier later
No,
through game, money, or whatever junk later.
junk.
But when you are getting S tier initially, as a result of her really liking your looks,
Mhm.
then provided you keep her interested, you'll be able to maintain that S tier to take her where you want to go.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's all about S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Anyway, that's enough BPs for today. But if you've enjoyed and want to
Okay. All right. That's yeah, man. That's yeah, man. Good on you, Wheat Waffles, man. So keep on creating the content. I'll keep on reacting because I fuck with this stuff, man. I took away something today. All right, y'all. Jamba is out.